Hey everybody, and welcome back to Keeping Your Business on Track. We're here to educate and inspire you to grow your real estate and mortgage businesses. What are we talking about today, Nicki?
Today we are talking about sphere of influence and how to generate business from them.
Okay, so like sphere of influence is what?
Well, let's talk about it. What is your sphere of influence?
I consider my sphere of influence those that are close to me, family, friends, good friends, some people at work and things like that.
Acquaintances, people that you might know around?
When I think of sphere, I think of the people that you can pick up the phone and call at any time for any reason.
Okay.
I'm talking about the
Close-knit.
15 to 20 people. Some people might be 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your close sphere.
Okay, perfect. So why is it important that we're talking about sphere of influence and how to get business from them or generate business from them?
I've thought about this a lot because a lot of times salespeople say, well, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to bother my friends and family. And I'm thinking this is adverse to logic. You're talking about the people that trust you the most, the people that want to help you. And you're saying, well, I don't want to use them in my business model because that's business and friends. I don't want to mix the two. This is a big mistake because if you believe in your services and yourself, you're actually doing them and their friends and family a service, not a disservice. So does that make sense?
Yeah. I think, I've heard a lot of times too, whether it's in mortgage or in real estate, that someone all of a sudden buys a house and they're like, but they didn't even use me.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you seem too busy. You always say how busy you are.
Right.
I get that one. I've heard that one.
Or there's the assumption that, well, they know what I do, so I don't need to, talk to them about it or ask them for the business or anything like that.
So you said there was an assumption?
Assuming, yes.
That's a bad assumption.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard me talk about the theory of illusion of transparency, where the illusion of transparency says that I think you know how to help me without me telling you. So I think you know how to help me without me telling you how to help me.
Sounds like magic.
It's like my wife. Well, I don't want to talk about this on this podcast, but she thinks that I know how to help her sometimes without telling me, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But your friends and family, same way. They want to help you. They don't know how to help you, and so at the very least, we need to have those conversations with them. But we have multiple steps.
We got a couple of different steps. So sphere of influence, we're talking about them. It's important.
Super important.
Do they usually convert at a higher rate, your sphere of influence, or should we not get into conversion?
If your referrals convert at a much higher rate than say a lead from any other source. So if someone's referring you, they've built you up, they've sold you, hey, they do a great job, they're on time. If you're talking about a plumber, hey, you got to use my plumber, Frank. He is awesome. He was on time. He showed up. He fixed everything as promised and it was a reasonable price. You got to give him a call. Well, you're not going to do a lot of research. You're going to trust my referral if you trust me.
I'm going Frank.
You're calling Frank, right? Same thing in our businesses. If the potential seller said, listen, or talk to their family member, and the family member said, listen, you got to use Nancy. She's the best real estate agent out there. She marketed my property. She always responded to my questions in a reasonable professional amount of time and all these things. You got to get right. They're going to call Nancy.
Yeah.
And Nancy's already been pre-sold to this seller, whereas they're going to compare everyone else to Nancy that they interview.
True.
And that's the power of referral. But the sphere, your friends and family, if we're not reaching out to them and letting them know how they can help you, well, that's a mistake, right? You're going to set yourself up for some issues.
So let's set ourselves up for some success.
Let's do it.
Okay, so step number 1, make a list of people that you know. Why is this important? Why should we do this?
Well, this is growing your sphere or actually putting it on paper. Sometimes we don't think about it. Like, your sphere is probably bigger than you think. You have your immediate family. You have your extended family. You have your best friends. You have people at work, church. You have other acquaintances that you're pretty close with. So you got to really map that out. You got to really put it down on paper to see what you're working with. Is
it important to put them down in a certain order, or does it matter as long as you get them down on paper?
Well, I put them in the order of who I'm closest to. Okay, who I'm closest to, and then all the way down to my third cousin twice removed that I see once a year, right? Yeah. But everyone else, it's from the people I see every day, the ones that I'm closest with are the ones that are on the top of the list.
Okay. Step number 2. So we got a list. Now step number 2, start networking or meeting with them.
Yeah, look, I there's a couple of my sphere that I see all the time. You know, we're going to lunch, we're, hitting a happy hour maybe. We're going surfing, we're going boating, whatever. I see them all the time. It's the other ones that you might need to make some special time for, And even then, you might want to say, hey, listen, I want to go to lunch with you because I want to talk to you about my business and how we might be able to help each other, right?
Yeah.
That's just simple networking. But if you never take the time, you're never going to have the opportunity to have that conversation. So that's why, if maybe it's a coffee, hey, listen, Bob, I know, we haven't seen each other in a little bit. I wanted to catch up. How about Tuesday at 10 for a coffee at Starbucks? Something like that nature.
And it's important to do that face-to-face time?
I believe it. I mean, you can definitely call them and you should be creating materials that go out to them, automatically. But that face-to-face time, you can accomplish a little bit more. And because you actually genuinely like these people too.
Yeah.
You want to spend time with them.
Absolutely. All right. Step number 3, grow your sphere through social media. So
Right.
this one, obviously the power of social media is kind of, taking over with, you can be places without having to necessarily be places. I know we said, make FaceTime, but this might, I don't know, maybe I'll ask you, is this better for like maybe the second, third cousin that's twice removed?
Right. Well, look, you have your tight sphere.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have, these other people, they're not as close as your tight sphere. You can't call them and ask them to help you move. Right.
Right.
But you can, these are people that might know you through, I call them my virtual friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Virtual friends.
And I feel connected with these people. I know about their lives, their families. And when I see them, it's almost weird because I'm like, dude, how was that trip? I haven't talked to the guy in like 6 months. But I'm like, dude, how was your trip to the Bahamas last week? That looked like super fun. And they're like, yeah. And they just know that you know what's going on with them because they know you see them in the posts and all these things. So social media is a great way to get to know someone without even talking to them ever.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
it's weird because we've all had these conversations with people that we met on social media, and they know everything about you and you know everything about them. But that can be an advantage for you, so people know what you do.
Yeah, that's
right?
powerful for
Right.
sure. That happened to me actually this weekend as well. All right, step number. Sorry, we might have to cut this part. I don't know if there's really anything else. Make it a daily ritual.
Yeah, let's
that one.
Wrap this one up.
Or are you good with all of those?
I don't.
Or do you want to
even know
make it a
which-
daily ritual? That's the last one I would say is either make it a daily ritual or send your sphere a monthly item of value. But I don't
want to do that.
I don't like that either.
Okay, let's just.
So the
bring that
last
one
one. How many did we do?
up. That light's dead.
Well, why don't we redo this one at a different time?
No, let's
No,
finish
no,
it up.
yeah.
We're finishing. No,
Yeah.
Okay.
let's get. I'll tell you what. What's that battery? Is that for the camera?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Helium.
Let's see. How bad is this one? Where's that other one we had?
What
In
the
the
Here, put this
The
one
swirly
on
one?
that one. Charge that one.
yeah.
I think we got about 15 minutes of battery life on these things.
really? Okay.
They're
They don't perform.
with the Nicki.
Then that's good to know if we ever want to do multiple sessions. That
Well, we got to get some new lights.
okay. That sounds like a plan to me.
Charge that one. Do we have that other light, or is it?
Yeah, it's in there, I think.
I don't see it.
A couple of
Um,
boxes.
I'll just do my flashlight on my phone. I'll just hold it up. I'm just kidding.
Probably not a bad idea.
Oh, yeah,
See?
There it is.
I'm all about the. Oh, that's got a plug in though. There's no plug.
There's one right here.
Oh.
Here, plug that in. I set up a podcast studio at home. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
GoPros and lighting.
Nice.
I'm doing all my dream podcasts that I've always wanted to do.
Perfect.
I did like 3 or 4 last weekend. What the fuck is wrong with you, Joe? Lots. Okay. It's close enough. Okay.
It'll be fine. We're just wrapping up. Anyways.
Yeah.
That was it.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Or-
No, we're going to finish one more.
Make
thing.
it a daily ritual.
Yeah. So how
Okay.
how do you like maybe say, so how do you manage all this stuff? How do
Okay.
you put it together? Something of that nature.
Okay. So last step, how do you manage it? How do you kind of put it all together with this information?
Yeah, that's sometimes the tough part is, people have a hard time managing. I got to do this, I got to do that, but you got to make it a daily routine, a daily task, a daily habit, right? You should be prospecting every single day every single day.
Yeah.
Right.
As a salesperson,
As a salesperson, that's 50 to 60% of your job is to get new business to come in. I know in the past we've had times where we had to manage all the business that was coming at us, but I don't think we're there right now. So you got to make it a daily routine. You got to make an effort to reach out to your sphere because these are the people that already like you, they trust you, and they know you have something of value to offer. And these are the people that you want to talk to on a regular and ongoing basis. So maybe you say something like, I'm going to call 2 of my sphere a week, a day, a month, whatever it is. And then you just manage it every single day. Hey, did I do what I was supposed to do today to help me get to my goals? And if the answer is no, well, then you do it. And if the answer is yes, then you move on and,
try again tomorrow.
try again tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. So biggest piece of advice would be,
Don't be afraid. Sorry.
yeah, no, that's
Okay. Don't be afraid to reach out to your sphere and let them know what you do and let them know how they can help you in your business. If you don't do that because you're worried about being salesy or pushy, I think you're missing the boat because these are your friends, your family. They want to help you, but they just simply don't know how. So let them know how to help you. Let them know what they can do and then manage it on a regular and ongoing basis. Have a process. Say, listen, I call 2 of my sphere leads a week or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or whatever. And just do it in an ongoing, consistent manner. And I think the results will speak for themselves.
awesome. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head too with that illusion of transparency. I think that was perfect, that we're not all mind readers and
Right. No.
your sphere can help you.
Yep.
You just got to let them know how. That's awesome. Perfect. All right. So that wraps up our episode for generating business from your sphere of influence. Thanks, Joe, for all the words of wisdom and advice on that topic.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. If there's things that you want to see in the future or you didn't like, let us know. If you have questions, let us know. Like, share, all those things. Subscribe, please. We'd love to hear from you and engage with you. Thank you very much for seeing us this week, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Bye.